All right. You want to get pissed off?
More? Let's go.
Yeah.
Sure.
You want to add on to
Yeah.
the
Might as well.
Okay. So this fucking Eileen Cannon that is on the documents case that you and I were talking about earlier. She's lost her fucking mind. And so last week there was a ruling that she made. It was based on whether or not what was the ruling? It was whether or not. Damn it! What do you remember the ruling that she made last week? Why am I drawing a blank?
Is it the thing that she just wrote about the jury selection?
No, so that's what I'm going to talk about today. But she made.
Hold, yes. It had because it was not, of course, not in Jack Smith's favor.
I'll tell you what it is. Yeah,
Oh,
I'll tell you what it is because it's going to be in this. But first, let me get to what she did today. The judge overseeing Donald Trump's classified documents case issued an unusual order late Monday regarding jury instructions at the end of the trial, even though she has not ruled on when the trial will be held or a host of other issues. Huh?
I'm just like complaining. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah. So Eileen Cannon instructed lawyers to file proposed jury instructions by April 2nd on two topics that are related to defense motions to have the indictment dismissed outright. Cannon, a relatively inexperienced judge who was nominated by Trump and has been on the bench since late 2020, listened to arguments about the two defense motions last week. In a hearing, she sounded skeptical that Trump's attack on the Espionage Act or his embrace of the Presidential Records Act were strong enough to save the former president and likely the 2024 Republican White House nominee from a criminal trial. At the same time, she suggested the aspect of Trump's arguments might be valid enough to play during jury instructions. So that's basically what it was, is Trump's argument that he's president and he can, take these documents, and then she ruled against that. But what she did was she ruled it with what they call without prejudice, which means that they can bring this back up in the trial again during the trial. So, and this is something I research, and why I understand that is important. So if she had ruled in favor of Donald Trump and threw the case out, that Jack Smith would have been able to go to the 11th Circuit, appeal that decision. Almost every legal expert would have agreed with Jack Smith, and they would have redone the trial, but this time without Eileen Cannon. Now, Eileen Cannon knows this. Either she knew it up front or she was told this. So she ruled not in favor of Donald Trump, so they cannot appeal this, but she ruled it without prejudice, so they can bring it back up again in the case later. And if Donald Trump wins the case, then Jack Smith cannot appeal that. So obviously some shady things going on here. But what a lot of experts are saying here, and Lana, I'm not a legal expert, but what they're saying here is so egregious of what she's doing here is that Jack Smith almost at this point has no choice but to ask her to be recused from the trial.
Has to.
And people are kind of wondering, what is he waiting for? And I think we all agree he knows what he's doing, but
he's definitely going to do, especially with this jury thing, the jury instructions without a trial. Where they do that at?
Yeah.
Where they do that at? How do you have jury instructions? And she has jury instructions. She's the one that made.
Right.
She's like,
is that Alexa again?
Just let me know you're done.
Do you want to just go take care of that, or? We want to make sure you don't miss what you need to miss.
But the jury, okay. So are we going to talk about the two questions that she's putting to the jury?
Yeah, let me
Because
see.
that's the
Go ahead and see what
crazy
you're
part.
saying, and let me see if I can find these. Juries, yeah, here we go. Juries are instructed on how to weigh the evidence just before they begin deliberating. So Cannon's focus on the topic suggests she is not only thinking ahead to a trial of the former president, but already zeroing in on the end rather than the beginning of such a proceeding. Her two-page order, however, also suggests an openness to some of the defense claims that the Presidential Records Act allows Trump or other presidents to declare highly classified documents to be their own personal property. So she's basically saying they can make that decision as to
Right.
whether or not the president
Right.
can just declare these are
Right.
his.
He's giving them two choices, right? This is what she's given. The jury can either, Jack Smith has to choose one. Which one do you want, Jack?
Yeah.
Either the jury goes through all of the documents that we have here, right? They got to get clearance or whatever. I don't know how that would work. Every single document and decide which ones should be personal and which ones belongs to the archives or the government.
Right.
That's the first decision. Who the fuck's doing that? No. Then the second decision is we're, I guess, assuming that he is immune to all of it, and he gets to decide which one was, personal, which one was the government. So then the jury has to then go, yeah, this is right, this is personal, yeah, this is right, this is the like both are in big fat no. Like, how does he not? Like, she's giving it to Trump. Like, it's not even, it's before we knew, but people really didn't want to say it because it wasn't outright. But at this point, it's outright. Like, what the fuck are we talking about the jury and we don't have a trial date?
She made a very egregious decision early on in one of the trials before, where people were just like, this woman has no idea what she's doing. And damn it, I meant to look at exactly what that was. But there was something that she did in another trial before regarding Trump, and they were like, this is crazy, this is insane. And now the talk is that Jack Smith probably should do what he, I'm sure, should have done a while ago. Of course, I don't know. I think Jack Smith knows exactly better of what he's doing than I do.
Yeah, he probably didn't want to just, because again, just like, you have the analysts, the ones that are attorneys and prosecutors, they didn't cross the line of saying, oh, she's working for Trump, but they were getting close to like, she's kind of, because what she was doing was working within what she can to help him. Like, she was just using all the measures, and it wasn't an outright help, but she was giving him the benefits of the doubt. But this right here is like,
the obviousness of it is just as obvious as what Donald Trump said when he's mentioned bloodbath. I mean, we know at this point, we know what's going on here.
We're going to give a jury, oh yeah, go read all these documents and you tell us by the definition that I'm giving you that which ones are personal, which ones are private, or under the presidential blah, blah, blah act. And, like everyone's saying, Jack Smith didn't file this case under presidential act. He used espionage. So none of this has to do with the presidential act.
Right. And by the way, again, I implore anybody to go read the indictment. The Presidential Records Act have nothing to do with what Donald Trump did. What Donald Trump did was he took classified documents, which Mike Pence did, which Joe Biden did, and surely some other presidents in the past did. When they discovered that they had these documents, they called right away and said, hey, we have these documents. Come get them. They were investigated. Joe Biden was investigated, obviously did nothing wrong, did the right thing. Donald Trump did the same thing. He was asked, give them back. Donald Trump said, I don't have them. They said, yes, you do. He's like, but they're mine. It's like, no, they're not.
Right.
They're like, okay, I'm not giving them back. Okay, here's the deal. We're coming to your house to come get them if you don't. They warned this fucking guy. He's like, I don't care. They came to his house. Then he whined. Oh my God, they broke into my house. They did
He
all
tried
this.
to
They
move
did
them
that.
before that, didn't he? Didn't he try to hide
He did.
them?
He successfully moved some.
He moved
In fact, there was a gentleman on CNN that worked for him for years. And, you know, he came out because Judge Cannon also was threatening to release the names of the people that were on the witness list. So this kid came out and just said, fuck it. If my name's going to be out there, then I'm going to tell the truth.
Right.
Came out, told the truth about how he loaded these boxes in when Walter Nauta, Donald Trump's associate, just said, hey, we need to use this Escalade. He's like, I have no idea what it's. I just figured I'm just the president.
No.
You know, he's putting boxes in this truck and,
Right.
you know, and they were leaving for New Jersey. So that's, you know, clearly what happened. So, you know, they warned him numerous times. They even said, look, dude, we know you have them. All you got to do, all you got to do is give them back.
Right.
We know exactly what the fuck you have.
Charge. You have the obstruction charge because of that. And don't forget to tell the people how long this went on. This wasn't like a week or two with them dilly-dallying with Donald Trump. This went on for what? Over a year? This man kept these documents?
Yeah.
I'm trying to get them back from him for over a year.
Yeah.
But he's being treated unfairly.
That's exactly correct. I mean, the leeway that he got is that to me pisses me off.
Exactly.
You know, if we want to get mad at, you know, law enforcement, that angers me that it took that long.
Right.
They treated this guy with kid gloves. They basically gave him the roadmap of exactly what they're going to do if he does not comply. He did not comply. So finally they were forced to like, oh, fuck, we got to go to this guy's house and get this shit now.
Right. He's got our national security, and they let him have it. And the government, shame on them, because they let a private citizen have our national security documents for over a year. What are our secrets?
Unbelievable. I mean, just this is unbelievable. It just sometimes you don't even know what to say.
Exactly.
You're just like, how is this possible? And how is this happening? And so out of all the stuff, and we just named a couple of things tonight. One of these stories 20 years ago, 10 years ago, one of these stories would have been a major headline and in history books for 100 years. But a new story happens every week that just wipes out every other week, you know, and it just or it piles on and you can't even remember all the shit, and then you get it's unbelievable. And then we're fucking 8 months away from the election that this guy's a chance of winning.
Right.
Okay.
But they're the same.
Same guy. Yep. Yeah. Same thing. Just that just drives me insane when they say that. Just drives me insane.